Look at all the companies that paid dividends in the financial year 2021. Is the company you invested in here? Check well, because today we are going to call results. Hello everyone, it's been a minute on this channel. Welcome back everybody, and welcome back to myself. I bring you good news today because it's dividend season. If you're an investor in any company that is listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, you know what time of the year it is. This is the time of the year when these companies pay us dividends. That is, if they pay, because some companies don't pay. So we're going to look at the companies that paid. I'm going to focus on this. So if you don't see the name of any company here, I don't know if there are any that are still remaining to pay, but I believe at this time most companies that want to pay have at least announced it, even if they've not paid it, but they would have announced it by now. So for now, these are all the companies that have paid. I'll be sharing my screen with you today, everything. But before we start, I am not a financial advisor. Anything you will hear from me in this video today, and in fact, all the videos on my channel, is not financial advice. I am just sharing my experiences with you all. My experiences investing in various sectors in Nigeria. That is what we came here to do today. We came to call results. We came to see which companies paid us at all first, and which companies paid well. I'm just giving you the data as I see them, and then sharing my thoughts about them. Not advice. Again, not advice. All the information I'll share today is available on the internet. You just need to go and dig them out. I use a combination of the Nigerian Exchange Group website, this one, and this website, afx.kwaisi.org, that compiles market data from the Nigerian Stock Exchange and presents it in a very clean manner. For instance, all these companies that have so far paid dividends for the financial year 2021, I got from the Nigerian Exchange Group. I also went to some companies' websites, specifically went to their website when I was in doubt about anything. So what data do I have on this table? First column, I have the names of all the companies that paid dividends for the financial year 2021. I listed them in alphabetical order for easy read. The next column is the average share price. So I look at the trend graphs for the share prices of all these companies for the financial year 2021 and took an average value for the year and plugged it here. It may not be accurate, but it's good enough for this video. Let's take Access Bank, for instance. Their average share price for the financial year 2021 I got as 8 naira 60 kobo per share. And here, interim dividend. Access Bank is one of those companies that pay dividend twice a year, so they pay interim and final dividend. And then when you add the two together, that will be the total amount they paid the investors per share. The first half of the year, they paid 30 kobo per share, and then the second half of the year, they paid 70 kobo per share. If you add them together, you have the total dividend for 2021 that Access Bank paid their investors as 1 naira per share. So if you hold, or if you had 10,000 shares in Access Bank last year, as long as your name is in the register before they close their register for that year, you will get this dividend. So that's what they paid. And then for this African Prudential, their average share price, I got it the same way that I did this Access one, was 6 naira 20 kobo per share for last year. Okay, this company pays dividend once a year, so they paid their shareholders 50 kobo per share, bringing us to a total of 50 kobo per share in dividend. So that's the same thing. This is another company that pays dividend twice a year, like this Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC. They paid 2 kobo. Okay, their average share price for last year was 50 kobo, and for their interim dividend they paid 2 kobo, and then for final dividend they paid 2 kobo, giving us a total of 4 kobo. So this is how this table works. Okay, another company that pays interim and final dividend, like Zenith Bank, here they paid 30 kobo as interim and then paid 2 naira 80 kobo as final dividend, giving us a total of 3 naira 10 kobo per share. Okay, now how do we find out the exact percentage? Because when you're investing in shares of companies, I can invest 10,000, another person will invest 100,000, another person will invest 1 million. That's the good thing about shares. You can invest with any amount of money you want, but you have to find out that amount of money you invested, what is the percentage return on investment. It's like they're borrowing the money from you. At the end of that year, they will make profit and then they will share the profit with you. This is what dividend is. I left my money with you. At the end of the year, how much of this money did you give me? Like, what is the percentage return? Is it worth it? Should I continue keeping my money in your company? So that's what we call dividend yield. The way to calculate dividend yield is very simple. I have this file in Excel, so it makes it easy for me to calculate these things. So if you plug the formula, you can extrapolate. Dividend yield is the total dividend they paid divided by the share price multiplied by 100. That's how you get the percentage. So that will give you total dividend, which is H5 in this case, divided by the average share price. Close the bracket, multiply that by 100. Enter. So the return on investment as far as Access Bank is concerned is 11.6% for last year. So if you put in your money in Access Bank, they returned 11.6% to you. That's actually good. Treasury bills is usually the benchmark for these percentages. So this is actually good in the present Nigerian investment climate. To put that in context, if you invested 1 million naira in Access Bank in the year 2021, how much will they give you back? So to calculate that one, you just multiply the amount you invested, which is 1 million naira, by this in percentage. You need to add the percentage. That's I5, not 15. It looks like 15, but it's multiplying 1 million by 11.6%. So that means if you invested 1 million naira in Access Bank for the year 2021, they would pay you 116,279 naira in dividends. So this is about the amount you will get in your bank account. You will see in your bank account because Access has paid. If you have set up your e-dividend, if you haven't, they will hold this money till you come and set it up. The money will not be lost. If you invested, say, 100,000, even if it's 10,000, once you get this percentage of ROI, it's the same for any amount of money, any amount, the worth of your shares with the company. So the same thing, 100,000 multiplied by this percent. So if your shares that you hold with Access Bank is worth 100,000 naira, for example, this is the amount you get in your account, 11,627 naira. That's what you get in your bank account as dividend today. Your shares will still be there for you. That is the great thing about dividends. You haven't sold your shares are still there. So you still own the shares. That means you will still get the dividend for next year, like for this financial year, which they will pay next year. You will continue to get it until you sell those shares. Sure you get. So this is the gain you're getting for the money you gave them, if that makes sense. I'm trying to carry everybody along. I know that a lot of people understand this already. So to extrapolate this, this is the good thing about Excel. To extrapolate these values for the rest of the companies, we just drag this down. Drag that down to here. And let's do the 100,000 naira one as well. Now let's compare. If you invested 1 million naira in Access Bank last year, this is the amount you'll get as dividend now. 116,279 naira and some cool. The same money, 1 million naira, in African Prudential PLC, they would have paid you 80,645 naira as your dividend. The same way, you keep going down, you keep going down. Let's see the companies that paid a lot. For instance, this company, Corn Oil, gave a return on investment as dividend yield of 12% last year, which is higher than Access Bank already. Who else? I'm looking at the double figures now. Cotterville, like this company, this is the first time I'm hearing about this company. There are a lot of companies on the Nigerian Stock Exchange that we don't know about, so you need to go there and take a look, look at their trends, the trends of our shares, look at their dividend payment history, and know if they are good. Who else in double digits? EcoBank Transnational. I had to convert this money because their own dividend was listed in cents. Does anybody know what's going on with that? If you want to buy their shares, you buy it in Naira. But when they're paying dividends, they announce it. I know that EcoBank is in other West African countries, but so is something like Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank is in the UK and in the US, something like that. So what's going on with EcoBank? Does anybody know? If you're a stockbroker or experienced in this, or you work on the Nigerian Stock Exchange Group, please, can you explain what's going on? There's another company listed in cents as well. Airtel Africa is listed in cents as well. Seplat Energy as well, the same thing. Yeah, these three companies, I found that they listed their own dividend in cents, which is like in dollars. So EcoBank paid 14.8%, which is actually high. Fidelity Bank paid 14.5%. You know, whenever I talk about Fidelity, you guys look down on Fidelity a lot. Yeah, their share price is kobo. Even though it has risen now, it was 2 naira something last year, but now it's more than that. A lot of people look down on Fidelity Bank, but they're powering, they're doing well for themselves. So Fidelity Bank is good, doing great in terms of dividend. Julius Berger Nigeria PLC, 11.4%. So you can see the amounts. If you invested 1 million, that's what you will get. So yeah, and then this Mayor PLC, I don't understand what's going on there with their own. Let me show you. Their average share price for last year was 1 naira 50 kobo. Unless there's a typo going on somewhere with this Mayor PLC, I don't understand. But what I saw on the Nigerian Exchange Group website was that they paid 1 naira 50 kobo per share as dividend. I went to check their website, but it turned out that they did not pay any dividends for the financial year 2021. See, 2021. Under dividends, the directors have recommended no dividend for the year. So those who know, please tell us what is going on here. This is strange to me. Yeah, that they paid 1 naira 50 kobo per share as dividend. And that means a return on investment of 365% for that year. So if you invested 1 million naira in Mayor PLC last year, I'm still talking based on the information I got from the Nigerian Exchange Group website. So you would have made 3.65 something million in dividends. It doesn't happen in the real world. So somebody tell us what is going on there. And then this Nigerian aviation handling company NACO, when you import goods into Nigeria by air freight, that's where it goes to. So air cargo goes there, and when you go there, you pay duty and all that. So that company actually generates a lot of revenue for the Nigerian government. But I am surprised that they did really well. I'm telling you, their share price is 2 naira 55 kobo per share, average share price last year, and they paid 41 kobo per share, giving us a total of 16% dividend yield. That's actually the highest realistic one, apart from this Mayor one that went through the roof. Okay, there's a company here, Mansard Insurance, paid 27%. Again, this one raises eyebrows because their average share price for last year was 90 kobo, and they paid 25 kobo per share as dividend, giving us a total of 27.8%, which is a lot of money. You can see if you invested 1 million naira with them, based on the financial year 2021 alone, you will make 277,777 naira. That's a lot. This NEM Insurance PLC paid 11% dividend yield, which is good, double digits. Smart Products Nigerian PLC paid 43.5% dividend yield. Again, this is a lot of money. They paid 10 kobo per share for a company whose average share price was 0.23, that's 23 kobo for last year. That's a lot of dividend there. So which other company? Okay, let's visit your MTN. Somebody left a comment for me asking me, based on the dividend that MTN paid, am I regretting? MTN paid 7.6% dividend yield. You can see that it's not even in the double digits. Last year, their average share price was 172 naira per share. They paid interim dividend of 4 naira 55 kobo first, and at the end of the year, they paid 8 naira 57 kobo per share, giving us a total of 13 naira 12 kobo per share. And that's 7.6% dividend yield. So if you invested 1 million in MTN last year, maybe, I don't even know those that invested in MTN, have you gotten your shares? Because when you buy shares during an IPO or during a PO, you have to wait for some time for approval. So have you guys gotten it? I don't know. I didn't buy, like I said in that video, so I don't know what stage they are at right now. Those that were already invested in MTN before, they will get this 7.6% value of dividend this year. Not this time. You'll get some this time because you've been paid interim dividend sometime last year. So yeah, but the total amount of money you get will be 7.6% of the amount of money your shares with MTN is worth. Okay, in that video, I was comparing it to Zenith and Fidelity. A lot of people were shouting that I can't compare the two. You should compare MTN like for like, you know, with other telcos. But sadly, there are no other telcos. I don't know which other telcos people were talking about. Here, I can only see Airtel Africa, another telco on the Nigerian stock exchange that paid dividend. Okay, I don't even consider companies that don't pay dividend. And look at their share price for last year, average share price 780 naira. Why should I be investing? And look at their dividend yield, 1.5%. I mean, some of these companies are not worth talking about based on my aim of investing in the Nigerian stock market. Okay, if you don't pay good dividends, I'm not even going to look at you twice. Or if your share price is so high, like 780, it's too high. No. Then it paid 13.4% per share last year. So if you invested 1 million naira in Zenith for the financial year in 2021, you would get, of course, they paid interim, so they must have paid you part of it sometime last year. But the total amount of money you receive if you add the interim and this one will be 134,199 naira. Any amount of money you invested in, just multiply it by 13.4% and you will know how much you're getting. This Wema Bank impressed me, man. What happened at Wema Bank last year? Wema Bank's average share price for last year was 80 kobo and they paid 24 kobo per share in dividends, giving them 30%. Another company that I want to talk about, look at Nestle, for instance. I've mentioned Nestle before in one of my videos. Look at their average share price for last year, 1,450 naira per share. This is indeed a big man's company. Denko. And see, they paid 25 naira 50 kobo per share, which may sound like a lot of money. But when you compare that to the amount of money you have to spend to buy one share in this company, you see that it's not a lot. It's nothing. And you know that by looking at their dividend yield. Their dividend yield is 1.8% return on investment. So if you invested 1 million naira in Nestle last year, yeah, they are going to pay you 17,586 naira 21 kobo this season that everybody is paying dividend. I think I've called the results. Which companies did you invest in? Did you get good dividends? Yeah, all the companies I invested, of course, I invest with dividends. There's one company that I invested in that is no longer paying dividend. It's just laziness that is making me not sell the shares of that company. If anybody will buy, because that company, it's not even here because he didn't pay. He didn't pay a dividend this year. I don't know the last time he paid dividends, but yeah. Anyway, you should be calling this result year on year. Every year you go and check all the companies not just the companies you invest in, because if you're only focused on the companies you invest in, you will never know what other companies are doing. You should make a table like this, compare and contrast, and know if it's worth it. Check their dividend history as well, because a company may pay dividend this year and for the next 5 years it won't pay dividend. So that's not a good company to invest in. For me, you must be paying, like I always say in all these my shares and stocks videos, you must be paying dividend and consistently, not you pay and then cobwebs will collect before you pay another one. No. Like I always say, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you not to invest in this, invest in that. You need to go and look at other factors, their dividend history. For instance, that Mansard paid 27.8% dividend yield this year does not mean that that's what they pay every year. You need to go back and look at their history, look at their performance, look at where you think the company is going and all that. That's why you cannot invest in a company. Yes, payment of dividend is very, very important to me. That's the number one thing. But I also consider other things. I made a video about this. I think 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. So please go check it out. I'll put the links to all the videos I referred to in this video. If you have anything to contribute, you will have. I can't say all these things and you won't have anything to say. Come on. Even if it's a question, go down to the comments, ask it, share your experiences. I asked a lot of questions in this video, so please, if you're an expert in this, please let us know, educate us in the comments. Feel free to write paragraphs upon paragraphs. Everybody that is on this channel likes reading. We are not in the gang of too long, didn't read. No, we read them all. So just know that whatever you write in the comments, I will read them all. Trust me. Bye bye. See you in the next video.